Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be going through wrestlers A to Z and picking our favorite ones. Now, before we get into this video, this is about our favorite wrestlers, not who we think the best at that letter is. So basically, as we go through, we'll obviously have a letter, let's say A, and we'll give our answers for that one. Only thing, another rule that we will be applying is if their name starts with the, we'll be counting their second name. So, for instance, The Miz would be M, The Undertaker would be U. So yeah, that would be how it works. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Starting off with A. Who did you have for this one?
So for this one, I have AJ Styles. He's one of the best and a favorite, so I feel like he's like the best choice to pick there.
For me, I was torn between three people. I also had AJ Styles, also had Asuka. The one I am picking is Adam Cole. I've been watching a lot of his NXT stuff. Big fan of him, so that's who I'm picking for this one. The next up, we had B, obviously, and for this one, I'm going Batista for this one.
And for this one, I have Bailey, and for our honorable mention, because today he unfortunately passed away, but I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, and, you know, condolences to his family and all that, but yeah.
Next up, we have C. For this one, I am going to go CM Punk.
Exactly the same. I'm going CM Punk as well, one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, and also a lot of these, we're not going to go through our mentions for all of them because for some, there's a lot of them. For B, there's a lot. For C, there's a lot. For C later down, there's a lot as well. Next up, we have D. I'm going for Daniel Bryan.
So for D, I have two actual AEW people. And one of them is going to be Darby Allin, just one of my favorites, just really good. And then second, I just like his character, Danhausen. He's just amazing, so yeah.
Fair enough. Next up, we have E, and for this one, I'm going Edge.
Alright, and I have Eddie Guerrero.
Next up for F, I have Finn Balor. Now, this one was a pretty weak one, I would say. The only other person I had on my list was Farouk, and in my opinion, I just like Finn Balor way more, and I think he's also just a better wrestler as well.
Yeah, I like Finn Balor as well. That's also who I picked, but another person who I thought about was also Finlay.
Fair enough. That's the one I forgot. For G, I'm going with Gunther. If you know me, you know he's probably my favorite wrestler right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I also have Gunther and slash Gangrel is what I put. So, just because as a character, I love the Brood and yeah.
Next up, we have H. Now, for this one, the obvious answer for a lot of people would probably be Hulk Hogan. But for this one, I'm going different. I don't like Hulk Hogan. I'm going Hawk from Road Warriors. Another person could have had is Harley Race. I would have picked him because I know he's great. However, I haven't really watched any matches from him, so it's only fair that I pick somebody I actually kind of know.
For me, I kind of have a mean pick. I have the Hurricane, just a hilarious character, and he's doing a lot of producing matches right now, and he's doing a great job at it. So shout out to the Hurricane.
Next up at I picked Ilya Dragunov. Now, all the other picks I had was Io Sky, and then I also had Iron Sheik. I would have picked Iron Sheik, but I haven't really watched a lot of his matches, and he's kind of just before my time. So
this was based off Twitter. I would say Iron Sheik, but unfortunately, it's not, and I'm picking Io Sky.
Fair enough. Now, J for me was very hard because there's three of my favorites of all time in this category, or for this letter. For this one, I am going to go with Johnny Gargano. He's my favorite here, but other two people I have Jeff Hardy and John Cena.
Yeah, and I have both Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and then obviously John Cena as well.
For K, another stacked one, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega, though.
I have Kane / Kevin Owens / Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, also could have picked Kurt Angle as well, which is another one that I wanted to pick, but I was like, let me just go Kenny. I do like him a little bit better, but yeah. Next up for L, a kind of weaker one. Maybe recency bias, but I'm going to go LA Knight for this one.
Also a recency bias, I have Logan Paul and then / Liv Morgan.
The other person I would have picked was probably Lita, but I just like LA Knight a little bit more. So next up for M, a pretty tough one for me, but I am going to go with Mick Foley.
And I have MJF.
Next up for N, I was between two people at first, but then I went back and looked at names and stuff like that, and I'm going to pick Nick Jackson, one half of the Young Bucks.
And I have Natalya Neidhart.
For O, for this one, at first I seen two names, and I was like, man, there's no way they can't be the best, which was Omos and Otis. Then I found out, I was like, oh yeah, Owen Hart as well, but the person I am picking is Orange Cassidy for this one.
Yeah, that was a really good pick. I went Owen Hart myself. I've seen a lot of matches from him. I'm a little older, so yeah.
For P, we have Paige, Pac, and Pensa for me, but I'm going to go with Pac for this one.
Alright, and for me, I have kind of a weird pick. I have Paul Bear, one of the greatest managers of all time, or characters of all time as well.
For next up, we have Q, which this one, there was basically no one, and the only person I was like, you know what, they're worth the spot, and I'm going to go with Queen Charmel. Obviously, she wasn't really a wrestler. She was mainly just a manager and a valet, but yeah.
Yeah, I picked the same. I didn't really have much of a choice.
Next up, for these next two, these are probably the most stacked ones. For R, I had Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ric Flair, Ricochet, RVD, Roman Reigns, and Rock. For this one, though, picking purely my favorite, I'm going to go Roman Reigns. Guy I've been watching basically his entire career. He's one of my favorites from The Shield to now, basically, so that's who I have to go for this one.
So I have Randy Orton as my pick, but I'm also having Raven. He's one of my favorite, just hardcore people, favorite ECW person of all time, and yeah.
Next up for S, again, like I said, very stacked one. We have the likes of Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, Sasha Banks, Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels, Shinsuke Nakamura, Stone Cold, Sting. However, I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid.
And I'm going to go with Stone Cold.
For T, a bit easier one. Other two people I had was Trish Stratus and Tyler Bate. However, I am going to go with Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H is my favorite, like, of all time, so, yeah.
For you, again, pretty easy one. Either outside Umaga and Ultimate Warrior, but the person I did pick was Undertaker.
Yeah, I did Undertaker and Ultimate Warrior.
And then for V, I was torn between two people, and I would have went Vader. However, Vince McMahon is the owner of the company. He's the reason why we're all wrestling fans. He's, you know, when you think of wrestling, he's probably one of the people that you might not think of, but without him, we're not here today, so, yeah.
Yeah, I have Vince McMahon as well. Like you said, without him, we wouldn't be here. And I grew up in the Attitude Era where it was him versus Stone Cold every single night. And, I mean, I just will never forget those moments.
Next up for W, I had Wesley, Wade Barrett, William Regal, but the person I did end up picking was Will Ospreay.
And I went Willow Nightingale, another AEW person. Yeah, she's just really been impressing me recently.
Then next up we have X. This one I was between two people, Xavier Woods and X-Pac. The person I'm going with is Xavier Woods.
Number one, X-Pac.
Then for Y, there's only one person for me, was Yokozuna.
And this one, I completely cheated, and I went Y2J Chris Jericho.
Okay, fair enough. For Z, at first I was going to go Zack Ryder, but then I looked at the AEW Ring of Honor list, and I've seen Zack Sabre Jr. was there. I'm really, guys really growing on me, so I'm going to go Zack Sabre Jr.
And I have Zelina Vega.
But yeah, this was a pretty fun video. There's a lot of names for a lot of them. Like I said, R and S were probably the two stacked ones that I had. K was also stacked, but yeah, a lot of great ones. Let us know your favorite wrestlers. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.